The linguistic patterns that turn viewers into clients using the hypnotic engine. Trust is the foundation, belief is the structure, but this is the key to the front door. We have discussed so far the parasocial engine, right? We build the foundation of trust. With the repetition engine, we constructed a belief system, making your core ideas feel like undeniable truths. And for many, that's enough, but that's not the full picture, because you can have all the belief and trust in the world, but if your viewer doesn't take action, then nothing changes. They don't get the result, you don't get the client. The transformation remains locked away as unrealized potential. Today, we're going to study the linguistic patterns that are drawn from clinical hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming that allow you to bypass the conscious critical mind and speak directly to the part of the brain that makes decisions. We're not about manipulation, we're about influence. This is the final layer that makes your message not just heard, not just believed, but acted upon. So take a deep breath. To understand hypnotic language, you need to understand that you are not just talking to one mind, you're talking to two, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. The analytical, critical, and default answer is almost always no. The guard's job is to protect the king by questioning everything. When you make a bold claim like, I can help you double your revenue, the conscious mind immediately says, oh yeah, prove it. I doubt it, this is probably a scam. The part of the brain that actually makes decisions, the king, operates on emotion, intuition, and feeling. It does not use logic. It just knows what feels right. The problem is that to get to the king, you have to get past the guard, and the guard is very good at his job. Most marketing tries to fight the guard by overwhelming him with facts and figures and testimonials. This just makes the guard fight harder. Hypnotic language is not about overpowering the guard. It is about distracting him, befriending him, and ultimately getting him to step aside and open the gate willingly. The tools we are about to discuss are the secret handshakes that get you past the gate. What is pacing? This means meeting someone in their current reality. It means describing their verifiable, sensory-based experience so accurately that they cannot help but nod along and think, this is exactly right. You've been watching this video for a few minutes. You're sitting or standing or looking at the screen. You're breathing. You're interested in learning how to be more effective on YouTube. As you listen, you're beginning to understand this concept of the two minds. Notice what is happening with your brain. You are agreeing with me. Yes, yes, yes. This is called a yes set in psychology. Once you have established that pattern of agreement, you can introduce a lead. And because you have been agreeing, you will find it becomes much easier to accept this new idea. You'll start to see opportunities to use this in your own content, and you'll feel a growing sense of confidence in your ability to do so. Pacing is saying what is verifiably true, while leading is suggesting what you want to be true. You pace, 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 then lead. You're creating a behavioral momentum of agreement. It is the most respectful and powerful way to begin any message, because you're not forcing, you're guiding. The next pattern is more direct, but also more subtle. This is where you embed a command inside a larger, seemingly innocent sentence. The conscious mind hears the whole sentence and does not feel threatened, but the unconscious mind picks up on the command. Things like, you should hire me, trigger the guard to say, no, I should not. Many of my clients, before they decide to hire me, are initially skeptical. This embeds the command, decide to hire me. While the conscious mind is focused on the story about clients, the unconscious mind hears the phrase, hire me. It is a little seed that gets planted without resistance. I'm not sure how quickly you will begin to use these patterns. Many people tell me that as they begin to learn this material, they can begin to feel a shift in their behavior. You can learn this at your own pace. The key is to deliver the command with a slight shift in your tonality. It is a way of marking it out for the unconscious mind. It's like a secret message for the king. One of the most powerful patterns in all of language are presuppositions, linguistic structures that presuppose a certain reality. They frame a statement or a question in such a way that to even understand it, you have to accept the premise that it's built on. Do you want to pay with cash or credit? The question is not whether you're going to buy, the question presupposes the sale. It's just a matter of how, right? As you think about your next video, will you focus more on pacing and leading or embedded commands? The question is not, will you use these techniques? The question presupposes that you will. It just asks, which one will you start with? To even engage with the question, your brain has to accept the reality that you're going to use them. You're bypassing the guard by making him focus on a different, less important decision. What is the biggest change you'll make after learning this? Presupposes you'll make a change, right? How much more confident will you feel after you've mastered these skills? Right, this presupposes you will master them and feel more confident. Before you sign your next client, what's the one thing that you need to put into place, right? It presupposes you will sign your next client. We're looking to shift the frame from if to how and when. The final pattern we will talk about is future pacing. You want to guide your viewers to mentally rehearse a positive future, to visualize the experience of having already achieved the positive outcome, right? You're taking them on a little trip of their own successful future and letting them feel the emotion of that success in the present moment. Imagine for a moment it's 3 months from now and you've been using these patterns successfully in your videos. You're getting comments from people saying things like, it's like you're reading my mind. Your sales calls feel different. They're not calls anymore, they're conversations. People are coming to you already convinced, already decided. They're just there to work out the details. Think about how this feels in your body, the confidence, the ease, the certainty, the impact you're making. The brain does not distinguish very well between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By having your viewer imagine their success, you are making it feel real, tangible, and achievable. You're creating a powerful emotional pull towards the future you want them to step into, a neurological blueprint for success. It is the ultimate way to create motivation and drive action because you're not pushing them, you're creating a vacuum that pulls them forward. Before you decide to join, imagine the feeling of finally having a full client roster. That is a beautiful combination, right? It starts with an embedded command, decide to join, and flows directly into a future. Imagine the feeling. You are a talented coach. You know how to get results for your clients, but you are tired of the feast or famine cycle. You are posting on social media. You are creating content, but it feels like you are shouting into the void. Every coach that's reading that is nodding their head and thinking, that's me. And because you know you are meant for more, you're ready to learn a system that attracts clients consistently, right? The call to action button does not say buy now. It says choose your path to a full roster, or I want this. That is a presupposition. It presupposes you're going to have a full roster. It's just a matter of which path you'll take to get there. These are the very same patterns used by clinical hypnotherapists to help people quit smoking, overcome phobias, and achieve profound personal breakthroughs. They're also the same patterns used by cult leaders and con artists to manipulate and exploit. The mechanism is the same, right? We propose hypnotic oath, a set of principles you must agree to before you use these patterns. Pause the video, take a minute, and read through the 3 pillars of this oath. If you cannot agree to these 3 principles, do not use these techniques. The power is too great and the potential for harm is too real. We are about elevating your communication, not debasing it. So we have the full system. We build a bond of trust. We turn your philosophy into their belief system and that belief into action, right? Pacing and leading creates agreement, embedded commands plant seeds, presuppositions frame the decision, and future pacing creates the emotional drive to move forward. Take your next video script and intentionally weave in just 3 of these hypnotic patterns. 1 pacing and leading sequence in your intro, 1 embedded command somewhere in the middle in your body, right? And 1 future pacing in your CTA. Okay, just try it, don't overdo it. Be subtle, be natural, be intentional, and see how it feels. Notice how your audience responds. Once you start to use the hypnotic engine, you will find it is the most natural way to communicate. In episode 5, we're going to do a complete teardown of a high-converting YouTube video, identifying every single psychological trigger from all 3 engines. And in our final episode, episode 6, we will confront the darkest side of these tools and equip you with the framework to be sure you're always using your power for good. See you in episode 5.